debate, Nursi's approach. The questions how the Quran and science relate to each other has been the subject ongoing debates. A number of great scholars have contributed to it since the early centuries of Islam, and controversies over it has been intensified in modern times. Science has been and always has been an integrated part of the human affairs. It directly or indirectly affects human affairs in many ways. Science allows people all around the world to develop a technological tool that can be changed and transform the way they live. Science and technology have made many impossible things become possible, many unworkable things become workable, and many unpredictable things become predictable. It's more importantly, science and technology have transformed the way people learn, communicate, think, behave, and work. Technology have transformed the way people learn, communicate, think, behave, and work. They allow people to disclose the law, the natural words or rules regarding the relationship between facts or events in the natural world. Now I'm going to discuss the subtopics, science in contemporary Muslim world. Although used to dominate and contributed to science developments for more than 350 years, contemporary Muslim countries are struggling to regain their science. They are left behind science developments and applications. In applications of information communications technology, Muslim countries are among the technological adopters and technologically excluded. None of them are among the technological innovators like Japan, USA, and many European countries. Why did Muslim laws at its peaks about 1,000 years ago? Muslim world made remarkable contributions to science, notably mathematics and medicines. Baghdad is in its heyday, and southern Spain universities to which thousands flocked, and rulers surrounded themselves with scientists and artists. Regarding these questions, Ibn Khaldun tried to give these answers, suggests that internal and external factors that cause Muslim laws in science. Among internal factors are lack of curiosity, no wishfulness, just apathy, and bordering on hostility. And among external factors are colonialism, such as invasion of Mongol. The first thing that Muslims need to have to regain their reputations in science and technology is a spiritual strength. As he writes, we are all convinced today of the need for acquiring science and technology and for recovering our lost heritage. But before this happens, we must arouse the spiritual energies, particularly of the younger generations, for science and technology. What's Nursi's response to this science and technologies? I'm just going to discuss very brief. Badiuzzama said Nursi play a unique and important role in inspiring science development in Muslim countries. Being well-grounded in traditional Islamic sciences, Nursi was aware of the apparent discrepancy between traditional cosmology articulated by Muslim philosopher and Sufi and Newtonian worldview. Nursi put a very strong emphasis on the importance of science and technology in the life of human beings. For sure, he said at the end of time, mankind will pour into science and technology. It will obtain all its power from science. Futures when the intellects, science and technology prevail of a certainty, that will be the time the Quran will gain ascendancy, which relies on rational proofs and invites the intellect to confirm its pronouns. Nursi's understanding and interpretations of the Quran are scientific or connected to scientific endeavors. His greatest achievement was to develop a way. Nursi was so concerned with the importance of scientific approaches in his understanding and interpretations of the Quran. For him, contemporary Muslim advance in science and technology and civilization will depend on their ability to exalt God's word. Nursi adds that the Quranic themes of the regularity and harmony of the natural order, when combined with predictability of the Newtonian physics, disapprove the triumphs of the secularists and positives of the 19th century and provided a solid rock on which to construct a new understanding of the message of the Quran. According to Nursi, Quran is the book of science. It points clearly to the true goal of the science and branches of knowledge, which are the truth and reality, as well as the perfections, attainments, and happiness of this world and the next too. The Quran, he further stresses, must be positioned as a counterpart of the nature. In this way, Nursi believes all science will speak about the power of the Almighty and divine unity, because they provide a good understanding of His creations. Indeed, the Quran encourages all Muslims to read and understand nature. Reading Quran will allow scientists to find hints and some basic concept of science. It's clearly Nursi wants Muslims to be realistic and objective about their past and pay more attention on their futures. Muslims must be accept that being up and down in many aspects of worldly lives, including science development, is a normal experience of the circles of life. What seems to be more important in Nursi's view is for Muslims nation to look at the futures. Nursi believes that Islam is the true civilization of the future, which will be being peace and happiness to mankind. For him, science must be used as a means to look God Almighty. Nursi suggests continue make your science and your progress step by which to ascend to those of heavens. Now I'm going to discuss the subtopics relying on reason and proofs. According to Nursi, Islam relies on reason and proof. No matter of Islam is contrary to reason. Therefore, it is possible to prove and explain all its matter rationally. For him, dismissal of the reasons, rejections of the proof, and blind imitations of the clergy will lead Muslims into misguidance. In his view, science must be developed by taking the high way of the blending of the reason and the Quran. Nursi further stresses on the only way for Muslim to be champion of science is to rely on reason and proof. Islam's manifesto and make it develop in relations to the advancement of thought is its being founded on reality, relying on proof, being in agreement with reason, established on reality, and being in conformity with the principles of the wisdom, which are bound no one another from pre-eternity to post-eternity. Nursi adds that the reason and proof allow Muslims to seek renewals. Be inclined toward the renewal and be able to achieve science in conformity with the Quran. Place science on divine names. According to Nursi, all science must be placed on divine names. For him, all attainments and perfections, all learnings, all progress, all sciences have elevated reality, which is conceived under numerous ways and has various manifestations and different spheres. The science and art attainments find their perfections and become reality. Science as a subset of religions. In Nursi's view, science and human knowledge in general is legitimate, noble, and acceptable to Islamic teachings. If it is subordinate to divine wisdom, Muslim must look at science as a subset of religions. Science, he further explained, does not provide all the answers. Only certain answers can be provided by practically and infinite number of inquiries. To interpret Nursi, science will not become a blessing for mankind before it is guided by religions. So, a fundamental challenge for Muslim scientists is to reconcile a conflict between religious faith and scientific investigations. Before such a conflict is reconciled, scientists will cause fearful and threatening barbarizations in the name of the science of religions for human well-being. Nursi seems to suggest that religion should be given a very high esteemed position in science development so that human thought and actions are morally accepted. Develop good civilizations. Nursi emphasizes what will be fair entirely in the present and totally in the future. Is the truth instead of force, proof instead of sophistry, and reason instead of nature. In Nursi's view, good civilization is a civilization that is free from victory, obstinacy, and aggressions. Now I'm just conclude my paper. Nursi introduces Islamic particular worldview of modern science by introducing this new approach and method appropriate to the level of understanding of the present century and to the need of the Muslim countries. His approach is unique, combining theistic and rationalistic style. Due to its uniqueness, Nursi's approach needs to be understood within the context of social, political, and historical settings. Like many other Muslim reformers of the 19th century, Nursi's idea seems to be inspired by a need to reform Muslims' perspective on science development in the light of the great threat of victory, secularizations, and westernizations at local, national, and international levels. His discussions of science development seems to have been characterized by his educational, religious, political, social, and social experience in Turkey before, during, and after the First World War. All Nursi's ideas suggest Muslim scholars and reformers to preach the full message of the Quran that Muslims must not be neglect science. They must reoccupy the intellectual ministry and regain the ideological, social, political security by being well acquainted with science. For this purpose, Muslim rulers, scientists, and artists need to integrate their visions. Besides, Muslims need to raise their pride of freedom. Thank you.
Science is not a matter. In the Nursi's time, science is a common term, and social science was not flourished in a manner in this world. And there are so many disciplines in social science, sociology, anthropology, and so and so. We are being attacked now, not from the physical science, not about chemistry, not about physics science, but we are being attacked by social science, from anthropology, from sociology, and another disciplines. If you mention the science, you should define which science you will do.
Your queries is not come through in my observations. It's not my expert area. So I will try to back.
No, I think you have covered what he has said. Look at the conclusion you have read. What Nursi said about, you see, he says that the physical sciences, we are not attacked by physical sciences.
Yes,
we have contributed, now we are not contributing. Muslim scientists are not contributing as much as Western scientists. But what we are confronted with is the social scientists, that our society is different, our practices are different, they have misunderstood and all that. I think the last paragraph.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. I have already mentioned
can
that.
Can you please read it out
sir.
again?
Yeah. So, I will read it. Nursi's idea suggests Muslim scholars and reformers to preach his full message of the Quran. As you know, all the things, all the problems of solutions is mentioned in the Quran. It's just to things about the Quran. There are so many ayahs in the Quran, to things, to understand, to investigate of these ayahs, and there are so many interpreters and try to find out, try to solve all the scientific queries to find out answers. As you know. There are so many developments that, as I have already told you, science technological developments which are going to prove in the Quran, either socials, either politicals, either scientifics, and so many. Thank you.
Both sides are being attacked Muslims to other ages. One, we were before the pioneers. We were the pioneers of technology as well as theology, and that is why we were respected. Now we are down there on the both sides. I believe once you are technologically powerful, your ideas are respected. You can implant the ideas, inculcate the ideas, or your ideas and ideologies, thoughts, even Islam in the minds of the others. Once you are powerful, you are respected. Just see the child and his father. The child is, that's why he says everything that is done by the father is acceptable and it is the truth. Likewise, they were subordinate to us in terms of theology and ideology. Now we are, yes, now we are, and we should. This opposite is happening, so they attack both sides. Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That is being attacked, as he said.
I think before going to the answer to our observation regarding this, that you conclude that Nursi's approach is unique. I mean, certain kind of uniqueness is there already. I mean, it is general comment on whoever we speak. We always appreciate the phrase that he is unique. But I want to know what science and Quran.
Adversaries, but rather allies. He also mentioned that all sciences continually speaks of God and make know of the creators of their in particular way. Nursi maintained that there can be no contradictions between scientific facts or religions or other things. There is no contradiction. Sorry.